The following Dysfunctional Gaming podcast was filmed in front of a live Twitch audience.
What's happening? Distraction. We're back with some Dysfunctional Gaming talking D&D. This is episode 49. Happy New Year to you. My name is Thundercat. I'm with GMPatchNasty over there. How are you doing?
Hello. I am well. I have a comment to make. Two of them actually. One, I believe my timing on that one was flawlessly executed. Two, what is up with this beard? I thought you were supposed to shave it off. Like it doesn't, like, you can grow it back, or like you don't stay baby punim like forever, or.
Well, for us to have another beard to shave off next year. We could always do $5,000 and I'll shave my mustache. We raise $5,000 and I'll shave my mustache. Yep. That's a lot that's a lot of money.
It's for kids. That's what it's for.
That's fine. I mean, if you want to make the goal $5,000, I'm down. But I was thinking like 3,500.
No, we went. How big did we go this year?
We got 24, just over $2,400.
So just shy of $2,500.
Like $80 shy. Yeah.
Double it, and we start 2 months earlier, as opposed to in September where we start talking about it. We start talking about it in the summer.
Start talking about it right now, because we're gonna need to. We're gonna need to.
There we go. Someone get on the Extra Life page.
How about this? We have a meeting tonight. We'll talk about it tonight.
$5,000 for the mustache. There you go.
There you go. Well, welcome back. It's been a couple weeks. We took off the holidays, and now we're here. We have some good stuff coming up this week. This Saturday is 5th episode of Zombo Force Season 2. Premiering it at the... No, it says talk about YouTube. Zombo Force is on break until January 8th.
I know.
But January 8th is this Saturday.
It does.
So this Saturday is Zombo Force at 11 p.m. on this channel here. Check it out. We'll be here playing games. Until then.
Guess what we're going to be doing on Friday? Before that, we're going to be playing D&D on this.
We're not talking about that until the end of the episode. But yes, we're coming back to
talk about it now.
The War for Garaxia, our D&D actual play podcast is this Friday at 9 p.m. Check us out on this channel. Last episode, you caught us.
No, I took it from you. It's mine, Disto. It's mine. Hi, Disto.
Last episode, we talked about goblinoids. So we talked a lot about goblins. We talked about bugbears. We have hobgoblins coming up eventually. I don't know when. And then, we're going to talk about magical items this week.
Yes, we are. And Disto, I'm sorry it's not fair. You can have first to the second power. How about that?
You get first square.
Yeah, first squared. So I broke myself. I can't. So we're talking about magic items. Who doesn't love magic items?
Fine.
Who doesn't love magic items as a player and as a DM? As a player, it's a shiny card that you get to keep in your inventory, and you get to look at it and be like, holy shit, there are words on this thing that I don't understand how they work because I don't cast spells, but this axe does. Okay. And then as a DM, you get to go, all right, what spells do I want to put on this axe to teach this player how to become a spellcaster the next time we play D&D?
That's true. I didn't think of it that way, but that's a good idea.
I always think of that, my friend. But magic items run for, common, mundane. There's rarity, and then there's also, I forget the quality is the other word for like. Oh yeah,
wondrous. so there's, well, the rarity, wondrous is still a rarity for it. It's just that's a higher rarity.
There are wondrous common magical items, like a couple that I have.
I don't know what that means. Tell me.
So a common magic item that I've pulled from the Xanathar Guide to Everything is called the Cloak of Billowing. It is a wondrous item It is certainly a common magic item. While wearing this cloak, you can use a bonus action to make it billow dramatically. That's all it does.
Got you.
Yes. And then there are... That's another wondrous item. Let me go to my... Oh, that would be like the type of thing it is. Wondrous item, belt, wondrous. I picked all generic variant. Yeah, okay. That's the type of thing it is. My apologies. Sorry, people in audio. But yes, that is a fun magic item. I've seen it used once because it is silly. I believe it was Vandal's character in the Kobold Union who had that Cloak of Billowing. Just get it flutters in the wind. It was a scarf, but that's a cloak. You get changed to what? Go on.
I like the pipe of smoke figures, whatever it is.
Oh, that's a fun one. That's a fun one too.
You can like.
Did you do one that was bubbles?
Yeah, there's a bubble one. Yes. All right, let's see. I got it open here. It is the pipe of smoke monsters. Wondrous item. It's common. While smoking this pipe, you can use an action to exhale a puff of smoke that takes the form of a single creature, such as a dragon, a flumph, or a froghemoth. The form must be small enough to fit in a 1 foot cube. A 1 foot cube, and it loses its shape after a few seconds, becoming ordinary puff of smoke. So basically, you're like you're doing what Gandalf did. You're making the smoke ship go through like a. it's a random, like you can pick a dragon, which is cool. You can pick a froghemoth, which is ridiculous looking, or a flumph. For those of you who are not familiar with flumphs they're basically jellyfish that float through the air with tentacles that have eyeballs on them on the top, and they got tentacles on the bottom. They're a weird looking creature. They're really cute though. They are until you do. Cute, yeah. They're like cute looking monsters. So I've had an idea for. I saw it. It was Trump the Flumph. Like, yeah, you just do the time right. That immediately takes away the cuteness real quick. All right, what are you bringing to the table there, Thundercat? What do you got for things? I grabbed some random ones out of the magic item card deck that I have. Not the deck of many things, which was a prior episode, which you should certainly go listen to. And I wouldn't pull cards out of that deck of many things if it was real. I'd say, I'm all set, thanks. Like a real deck of many things? Yeah, if there was a real one, I would not do it. Ooh. No, if you knew what it did, and you wouldn't do it. If you didn't know, but there's still some good. Yeah, I wouldn't. That's not a good reason to do it. Uncle Sander, good to see you. Good to see you. It's going well. I'm contemplating pulling a card out of the deck of many things that is in real life, while Thundercat explains the magical item described here. Qual's feather token, the fan. I pulled that out of the card deck. That's what it looks like in D&D lore. It's got like 7 feathers sticking out of a pendant, it looks like, with some clouds on it. This tiny object looks like a feather. Different types of feather tokens exist, each with a different single-use effect. The DM chooses the kind of token or determines it randomly. You are on a boat or ship. You can use an action to toss the token up 10 feet in the air. The token disappears, and a giant flapping fan takes its place. The fan floats and creates a wind strong enough to fill the sails of one ship, increasing its speed by 5 miles per hour for 8 hours. You can dismiss the fan as an action. That's a cool. I believe. Hang on. Let me move back. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Mrs. Vandal had the feather, right? Yes. Yes, she did. That's neat. I like that.
That's a cool little magic item. It's one of those ones that's not a weapon that you can use in a creative way, which is always an outright thing that I like to do as a player. I have another one. It's called the Mystery Key.
I was just looking at that. I was just looking at it.
It's such a fun little magic item because you can give that to a level 1 character and then let the dice decide what it's going to open. So the Mystery Key, I'm probably going to say the new lights in Destiny after dinner. Ooh. I like that. So the Mystery Key is a question mark is worked into the head of the key. The key has a 5% chance of unlocking any lock into which it's inserted. Once it unlocks something, the key disappears. So, that is a wonderfully chaotic magic item that you'll never ever know what it's supposed to open, but it will open something at some point.
That could be a whole campaign.
Mm-hmm.
That could be...
Call the locksmith.
That could ruin your campaign.
Yes, it could. That's why I said chaos incarnate.
So, I'm thinking like you give it away as treasure, and one of the characters, Patch or myself, I think would think of doing this, basically creating their whole like rest of their character's campaign is basically to figure out where this key works, and so I just feel like this is what would happen to us. We would just like get infatuated with this key, and we would be like, okay, every door that's locked, we try the key in. Doesn't matter what door it is, and it turns into like you going into people's houses and seeing if it works in their like eventually just trying every fucking locked door or every lock or everything that you can use a key for.
I would say it would certainly drive me insane. It would drive me fucking insane.
How bad would it be as like you're being the DM and me just being like, is that door locked? And you're like, what door? The one at the house you just said we walked by. Yes, it's locked. Yeah, I tried the mystery key. You're like, fucking no, it doesn't work. Like, you know what I mean, though? Like, you'd roll and be like, no, it doesn't work. But like, after 100 times I've asked you to tell me if each door is locked, you're going to be like, okay, stop it. Please stop.
Yep. I would certainly, I try the key. Like, 2 would just walk up and just try the key. I wouldn't even ask. What is the new light activity? What do you got? Because I've got my silly out of the way for my common magic items.
All right, I'm going to pull out the next one that I pulled.
What you got?
It is the Robe of Useful Items. Another really cool one.
I love that one. That's such a fun. I've had that. I give that to so many characters. It's such a fun little thing because you never know what you're going to get.
This robe has cloth patches of various shapes and colors covering it. While wearing the robe, you can use an action to detach one of the patches, causing it to become the object or creature it represents. Once the last patch is removed, the robe becomes an ordinary garment. The robe has 2 of each of the following patches. 2 daggers, 2 bullseye lantern, filled and lit, 2 steel mirror, 2 10-foot pole, 2 hempen rope, 50 feet coiled, and 2 sacks. In addition, the robe has 4d4 other patches. The DM chooses the patches or determines them randomly. So you could be like, oh, and it also has an immovable rod, which I have right here. Okay, we'll move on to that. There's an immovable rod patch on it.
That is amazing. I love that. It's another weapon. It's an item that I can use creatively. Before you go into that, I have to ask questions real quick because I'm reading chat. What player is it? Is it someone who knows what the Deck of Many Things is? Have they played D&D before? And second question, in character, what are they playing? And how is this going to ruin your DM's campaign when they pull 5 cards out of the Deck of Many Things? Immovable Rod, please. How's your fries? Is it good? Just nod.
They're all right.
Audio listeners? Okay, audio listeners, they're not that great. I just realized you were... All right. Welcome 2022. Boom. Take two. Clap.
The immovable rod. A flat iron rod. This flat iron rod has a button on one end. You can use it in action to press the button, which causes the rod to become magically fixed in place. Until you or another creature use it in action to push the button again, the rod doesn't move, even if it is defying gravity. The rod can hold up to 8,000 pounds of weight. More weight causes the rod to deactivate and fall. A creature can use an action to make a DC 30 strength check, moving the fixed rod up to 10 feet on a success. It's like...
Yeah, it's a little ridiculous. That is a very high risk, high reward type of item.
Imagine finding two of them, and you could use it to just climb.
Yeah, I've certainly had that
click
idea.
Up in the air, pull yourself up onto that one, grab the next one, click, and then unclick that one, and you just up the wall.
My favorite thought, I've seen someone use it on, I think it was Force Grey. Thor's hammer it. Put it on someone's chest and be like, talk. Oh, do you know what this is?
Yeah.
And then just push the button. Where are you going? Fucking nowheres. I think the beatboxing guy from Pitch Perfect used it like that and did not click the button. He also jumped off a cliff and then clicked the button in midair, which dislocated his shoulder. Thank you, Matt Mercer, because there's your risk reward.
That guy is also in a show called Ghost or Ghosts.
Yes.
And it's really funny. And they play D&D in it.
Oh, look at hi Dara. So far, it doesn't have. Oh, it hasn't done anything too insane. Hopefully, your DM is nice and did not put all of the terrible stuff in there.
All right, tell me about it. Your next one.
Oh, another wondrous item that I love. I will probably regret ever giving to a player. The Broom of Flying. A wooden broom which weighs 3 pounds, functions like a mundane broom until you stand it astride it and speak the command word, whatever you want it to be. It then hovers beneath you and can be ridden in the air. It has a flying speed of 50 feet. It can carry up to 400 pounds, but its flying speed becomes 30 feet while you're carrying over 200 pounds. The broom stops hovering when you land. You can send the broom to travel to a destination within a mile of you. If you speak the command word, name the location, and you are familiar with that place. The broom comes back to you when you speak another command word, provided the broom is still within 1 mile of you. So you can send it to do like mundane errands. Send a sending spell to a shop. I'm sending my broom. Put it on the broom, and I'll call it when you're done. And then zip. It is literally the D&D of Instacarts. Like, if you've seen Critical Role, you know Laura Bailey's efficiency for procuring these under ill-gotten means, and it helps them significantly. I don't like my players flying, so got the notey half hour watching Prime with the Missus. Ooh, thank you. Thanks for
sweet flex. watching stuff with my missus. I got another uncommon one. Have the flex to the prime. I was talking about a missus. I'm just kidding.
Okay. Well, aren't you married?
Yeah, I was joking. I also have a missus.
Yes. Stanley. Old Stanley.
I was thinking another uncommon one that I used to love giving out is the Wand of Smiles.
It's such a...
The wand has 3 charges. While holding it, you could use your action to expend one of its charges and target a humanoid you can see within 30 feet of you. The target must succeed a charisma DC saving throw, DC 10 saving throw, or be forced to smile for 1 minute.
Oh, thanks for the host, Dara.
I can't say that.
That's a creative one to give to a player to see how they'll react to what it does. Because I know I know Ironhide would probably not like that weapon at all because that's forcing emotions onto some people. If it was a wand of calm emotions, I'm all about that. Think level-headed. I know that Kador would fucking use that in a heartbeat to torture people. Be like, oh, really? You want to have a discussion? Sure. Point the stick. Like, oh yeah, you like those terms. Go ahead, smile.
Opposite of that one is the wand of
wand of frowning.
The wand of scowls, yeah. You could do the same thing, except they scowl for a minute. Fun
Little
stuff.
mean mugging. Honestly, that's a way to start bar fights.
Can't believe I wasn't invited.
So, did you bring? Is there a weapon in that deck that you've pulled out, or no?
Yeah.
Because I brought a weapon.
I got a weapon for one person. For one class. I have a weapon for a class.
Oh, nice. So yes, I have a weapon for any class, provided you have proficiency. It is a Glaive of Warning. You can put any weapon. You could have it the Weapon of Warning. This one happens to be the Glaive. The Glaive of Warning is a magical weapon. It is uncommon. It is a martial weapon with melee. It warns you of danger. While this weapon is in your person, you have advantage on initiative rolls. In addition, you and your companions within 30 feet of you cannot be surprised except with incapacitated or by something other than non-magical sleep. So the weapon magically awakens you and your companions within range if any of you are sleeping naturally when combat begins. So that weapon right there, given to players, is something that can immediately negate watches. Well, not watches. Fights in the middle of the night and having to spend an action to wake people up. It was certainly a handy thing to have in Tomb of Annihilation, which you played through. You had the Warpick of Warning, if I remember correctly, which I skinned. And that made it so whenever you guys were sleeping, you knew if the hags were going to attack you, and I couldn't really do much about that. After the first time, it was kind of an eye-opening thing. And I went, well, shit, I gave this to him at, like, super low level, so my fault, but we'll adjust with it.
I think it's not a bad thing to have at super low level either. Like, it's not a bad thing to give out for like one in the party to have it. It's not a bad thing. Yes.
Well, I mean, the effects of the weapon
especially
the whole party.
Well, especially if there's like a smaller party too.
I didn't want you guys to die. Really, is what I was going for. I wanted to see you guys die in the tomb, and then be like, yeah, I was waiting. I wanted to see you guys die in the tomb, and then have random objects contain one-shotty characters. Be like, yeah, you make level 15 backups. Thank you. That is a hide retro. It is a disposable. It's got a little light up thing to it too. RGB baby. Anyway,
I have the instrument of the Bards.
Ah, yes.
The Alum harp.
Oh, the harp. Yes, the harp's nice.
An instrument of the Bards is an exquisite example of its kind, superior to an ordinary instrument in every way. 7 types of these instruments exist, each named after a legendary bard college. A creature that attempts to play the instrument without being attuned to it must succeed a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw or take 2d4 psychic damage. You can use an action to play this instrument and cast one of its spells. Once the instrument has been used to cast the spell, it can't be used to cast the spell again until the next dawn. The spells you use, they use your spellcasting ability and spell save DC. The available spells are Fly, Invisibility, Levitate, Protection from Good and Evil, Confusion, Control Weather, and Firestorm. When you use the instrument to cast a spell that causes targets to become charmed or on a failed save, the targets have disadvantage on the saving throw. This effect applies whether you are using the instrument as the source of the spell or as a spell casting focus. But you can use it as your focus as well.
So, Bards, if you ever get one of those, tweet me at GMPatchNasty what your Firestorm song is on a harp or any one of those fucking magical instruments. Because I had some of my I was a drow bard, and it was all rock songs. Like literally, it was heavy. Like it was like rock, because it was a pun, and I liked it.
We Irishing
right,
in this bitch.
Yeah, buddy. I'm gonna move up to a rare item. I'm pretty sure that was a rare item.
Yes.
Okay. You ready for this one? This is a Matt Mercer.
No, that's legendary.
That's a Oh yeah, it makes sense. Firestorm. It's a mean spell. So this one is a Matt Mercer item. This is a rare item. It doesn't really do too much, but it does a lot. It's called the Butcher's Bib. This black leather apron is perpetually covered by blood, even after being washed off. You gain the following benefits while wearing the apron. Once per turn, when you roll a damage dice for a melee attack with a weapon, you can re-roll the weapon's damage dice. If you do so, you must use the second total. Fair. Secondly, your weapon attacks that deal slashing damage score a critical hit on a roll of 19 or 20. So it's very... Yes, that is one of the maps we use. It's a very niche-y type item. Let's say if you're using a great axe, like 2 wood, and I was in that cooking competition, and that would be one of the like a prize. It's what is that, a weapon master thing that you have for the feet, like the re-rolling the dice
for what?
That little blurb, because that's from something where you can look at the weapon damage dice and then be like, nah, I'm gonna re-roll it.
Is that Savage Attacker?
I think so. It's one of those, and then I know the weapon attacks that deal slashing damage score a critical hit on a 19 or 20 is champion. That is a champion feature from the fighter.
Yeah.
It's a nasty item, and it's just an apron. However, it's one of those ones that require attunement, and you only have 3 attunement slots unless you're one of the artificers or you have the feat.
Yep.
I see you reading. Please go on. I was just chit-chatting.
No, I'm looking for the Ring of the Grammarian.
Oh. See, this made it into Explorer's Guide to Wildemount.
It's the from the Adventure Zone.
It is.
Yeah. So basically, you get a ring, and you can change 1 letter in a spell that you cast. And the DM decides on what that spell becomes. We've done it once in our game, the Ring of the Grammarian. We turned Guiding Bolt into Guiding Boot.
And it got us out of a dungeon. Oh my, it was amazing.
It was pretty funny. But it was a lot of fun. So yeah, that's what I was looking for. But
because I used it in a different game because I couldn't remember what you called it, so I called it Misspell Magic.
Oh yeah,
because I was like that makes sense, and then I explained it like that, and someone cast it was. Oh, they changed Shocking Grasp to Shocking Grass because we were outside. And
that's pretty good.
Griff. It was Griff. So he was like, yeah, I guess this is going to happen. So, like, it electrified the grass. I was like, all right, that's a clever use. All right.
I found the meme I was thinking of when I was looking for it. Speak with Dead changed to Speak with Mead. And
oh, yes.
It's a picture of Leahy from Trailer Park Boys. It says, the liquor is calling the shots now, Randy.
All right. I got another rare one.
Oh, so the map behind us, yeah, that's the Sword Coast.
Yes.
I forgot to answer that.
Up and down that, throughout the whole map, there are so many different places. Like, I believe we're on top of Baldur's Gate and, like, Tribor and all those places. And then further up is, like, Icewind Dale.
The middle of the map is like where all the main stuff is, right under the
All
A
the
of
cool
dysfunctional. Yeah, right under the A of dysfunctional gaming. Like that's
Let me see. I'm gonna
that's the
peek over here.
area.
So above me, there is Neverwinter, which is a place that's used a lot in 3E, and then further above that,
They made the
10 Towns,
Neverwinter
which is,
video game too.
Yeah, it's not that good, but
Still
you know,
they made one.
they
about
try.
it.
They did. All right. Another fun one that I brought to the table. It's a belt. It is the Belt of Dwarven kind. I love this belt. It's such a fun thing to give your players. It does a lot. While wearing the belt, you gain the following benefits. Your constitution increases by 2 to a maximum of 20, and you have advantage on persuasion checks made with interact with dwarves. In addition, you also have a 50% chance each day at dawn of growing a full beard if you're capable of growing one, or a visibly thicker beard if you already have one. If you aren't a dwarf, you gain the following additional benefits while wearing the belt. You gain advantage on saving throws against poison, and you have a resistance against poison damage. You have dark vision to a range of 60 feet, and you can speak, read, write Dwarvish. It is basically Dwarven in a belt, plus a beard.
Yeah, you get a beard.
It's a wonderful, wonderful magic item. I know it also goes hand in hand with some other ones.
That's what Grog had, right?
It is. And then Vax shaved half his beard, and then Travis snapped a mechanical pencil. And it was the funniest fucking thing. It's one of my... Is that a mechanical pencil? It's a fun magic item. What else you got, Thundies?
I have the Manual of Gainful Exercise, a very rare manual. That's what it looks like.
I like it.
This book describes fitness exercises, and its words are charged with magic. You spent 48 hours over a period of 6 days or fewer studying the book's contents and practicing its guidelines. Your strength score increases by 2, as does your maximum for that score. The manual then loses its magic and regains it in a century.
So, did it say how long you have to read it?
Yes, 48 hours over a period of 6 days or fewer.
Yes, so that's a lot of time reading. That is definitely a
2 full
downtime
days over 6 days.
Yep, it's a lot of reading. But yes, it will increase your strength score to a maximum of potentially 22, and it'll raise it by 2 immediately. So if you read it sooner rather than later, would that benefit? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so
you read it.
Yeah, once you start reading it, if you don't finish it in 48 hours, if you don't finish the 48 hours within 6 days, the magic reverts and you have to start over.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Ashley Johnson had a book that she had to read as in the second season. What was it?
As did Scanlan in the first.
Oh, yeah. Yasha had to read one.
I think Yasha was that one because it was strength. And I know Scanlan read the charisma one. But they have books for each of them.
Mm-hmm.
You ready for my next one? It's from another adventure.
Sure.
This is from Rime of the Frost Maiden. It is a very rare item. It is called the Abracadabras.
Nice, okay.
An Abracadabras is an ornate gemstone-studded wooden chest that weighs 25 pounds while empty. Its interior component is a cube measuring 1.5 feet on each side. The chest has 20 charges. A creature can use an action to touch the closed lid of the chest and expend one of the chest charges while naming one or more non-magical object, including raw materials, foodstuffs, and liquid, worth a total of 1 gold or less. The named objects magically appear in the chest, provided they can all fit inside it and the chest doesn't contain anything else. For example, the chest can conjure a plate of strawberries, a bowl of hot soup, a flagon of water, a stuffed animal, or a bag of 20 caltrops. Food and drink conjured by the chest are delicious, and they spoil if not consumed after 24 hours. Gems and precious metals are created by the chest disappear after a minute. The chest regains 1d20 expended charges daily at dawn. If the item's last charge is expended, roll a d20. On a 1, the chest loses its magic, becoming an ordinary chest, and its gemstones turn to dust. That was a lot to read. It's a very interesting item. It rewards creativity in players again. It could also be a negotiating tactic, potentially, with, we're trying to talk to someone. Let me break out the Abracadabras. I need a stack of fluffy flapjacks, a pitcher of coffee, and some hash browns. Open the lid. Boom. Excuse me, sir. Let's discuss this over breakfast. Here, this is for you. I'm just going to have a ration. It's a fun item. I was reading it and I went, I could use that interestingly. Food and drink are delicious. Boom, sold. What you got there, Thundies?
I have the Wings of Flying.
Ooh, Wings of Flying. That looks like a cloak. Oh, you're Batman.
It's rare. It requires attunement. While wearing this cloak, you can use an action to speak its command word. This turns the cloak into a pair of bat wings or bird wings on your back, or Birdman.
I'm Birdman.
Bird person.
Bird person.
Back for 1 hour. You on your back for 1 hour, or until you repeat this command word as an action. So you could just keep doing it. That's sick. The wings give you a flying speed of 60 feet, which is ridiculous. When they disappear, you can't. When they disappear, you can't use them again for 1d12 hours.
It's like a cloak of invisibility, but with wings, and you get to go Batman.
Because that's the keyword you have to say.
Yes, exactly. I am the knight. I am vengeance. Vengeance is my keyword. A ponyta chased a ditto off screen. Yes, that happens. It does that. Wait for the coughings to smoke screen me. On my very rare item, we are at the Cloak of the Arachnidia. This is an interesting little ditty. This fine garment is made of black silk interwoven with a faint silvery threads. While wearing it, you gain the following benefits. You have resistance to poison damage. You can climb equal to your walking speed. Monks, be aware of these. You can move up, down, across vertical surfaces, and upside down along ceilings while leaving your hands free. Monks, take another note of this. You can't be caught in webs in any sort and can move through webs as if they were difficult terrain. Keep taking notes, guys. You can also use an action to cast the web spell. DC 13. The web created by the spell fills twice its normal area. Once used, this property of the cloak can't be used again until the next dawn. So, you create a web, get people stuck in it, and then fly over there and murk people. Because, monks being monk things and doing that, is 60 feet of movement at level 8. It's niche-y. It's one of those things that you can use, and... Sorry, I saw one of Dara's emo. Disto used to Dara emo. And it's a funny little... Ooh. It's a fun item. Boop. Very handy in the Underdark.
I got one that might be pretty handy in the Underdark.
What you got?
The uncommon item, the Gem of Brightness.
Yeah, I know what that is. That's actually in the campaign I'm running.
Pretty cool looking. It's on a little tripod, little gem. This prism has 50 charges. While you are holding it, you can use an action to speak one of the 3 command words to cause one of the following effects. The first command word causes the gem to shed bright light in a 30-foot radius, dim light for an additional 30 feet. This effect doesn't expend a charge. It lasts until you use a bonus action to repeat the command word or until you use another function of the gem. The second command word expends 1 charge and causes the gem to fire a brilliant beam of light at one creature you can see within 60 feet of you. The creature must succeed a DC 15 Constitution saving throw or become blinded for 1 minute. The creature can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself on a success. The third command word expends 5 charges and causes the gem to flare with a blinding light and a 30-foot cone originating from it. Each creature in the cone must make a saving throw as if struck by the beam created with the second command word. So it's just a bigger. It's the same thing,
so
just it's a cone instead of a line.
Yep.
Yeah. When all the gem charges are expended, the gem becomes a non-magical jewel worth 50 gold pieces.
It doesn't regain them, so it's one and done.
Yep.
Okay. So, yes, the Gem of Brightness. Me failing. This is mad interesting. Gem of Brightness. So yes, it is kind of just a flashlight. However, it's a flashlight with limited uses that can blind people. So it's a very expensive sunlight.
Yeah, it's just like you ran out of batteries, and you can't buy new batteries.
It would. Yes, it would. Does it create? It creates sunlight, right?
No, it's bright light.
If it was in the Underdark, that's where it would be clutch, because sunlight down there is fucking rough as the DM. I am finally into the really cool things. I've got 4 legendary items.
No, it's not sunlight, so it's not, because sunlight's more powerful. Picture like a vampire getting
Dr.
sunlight.
Octavius.
Yeah, no, it's like it's I wish it was sun in your palm of your hands, but it wouldn't be an uncommon item at that point.
No, I would certainly say that's at least a rare. That's right, I got it. So yes, they do have different item rarities. There's common, uncommon, rare, very rare, and now what I'm in, these are the ones that are the big bad mamey damies. These are legendary items.
Oh yeah,
so the first one,
I got one next too.
This is just a base version of it. This is called the Defender. You can put it onto any certain thing. It's a +3 magic item. You can make it a longsword, a hammer, whatever you want. The first time you use it, you can transfer some or all of the bonus, that +3, to your armor class or to the weapon's attack and damage rolls. You can also split it up, so you could do 1 to your attack rolls, or 1 or 2 to your AC, vice versa. It's a very handy weapon for people who don't typically use weapons. Like if you're a wizard and you have one of those, it's always in my AC. Never have to worry about it. A barbarian with that, it's a very formidable weapon to have, because then they either have another +3 damage on top of their rage damage, because they already have a high AC, or they don't care because they take half damage. Or you've got it in the hands of a monk who could split it up evenly and do some heavy, heavy shit. Smoke screen. Thundercat, what do you got?
I grabbed the Holy Avenger, another sword.
Yes! That was the one that I didn't pick.
It's a legendary item. It requires attunement by a paladin. You need to be a paladin class to use this weapon. You gain a +3 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this weapon, magic weapon. When you hit a fiend or an undead with it, the creature can takes an extra 2d10 radiant damage. While you hold the drawn sword, it creates an aura in a 10-foot radius around you. You and all creatures friendly to you in the aura have advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects. If you have 17 or more levels in the paladin class, the radius of the aura increases to 30 feet.
Gnarly. It is gnarly.
That's badass.
Stash, drop 150 biddies into the chat, and I will go grab a brush and I will comb my mustache. I grabbed another legendary weapon. This is called the Flail of Tiamat. This is from Fitzban's Treasury of Dragons. Yeah, drops 149 biddies. Shit. This magical flail is made in the image of Tiamat, with 5 jagged heads shaped like the heads of 5 different chromatic dragons. You get a +3 to attack and damage rolls made with this flail. When you hit with an attack roll using it, the target takes an extra 5d4 damage of your choice of the following types: acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison. While holding the flail, you can use an action and speak a command word to cause the heads to breathe multicolored flames in a 90-foot cone. Each creature in that area must make a DC 18 Dex save. On a failed save, it takes 14 D6 damage of one of the following damage types of your choice: acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison. On a successful save, it takes half of as much damage. Once this action is used, you can't use it until the next dawn. Thank you for the 10 biddies, Disto.
Thanks for the biddies.
That's a mean machine right there. The 1d8 it does for the bludgeoning damage, even though it has 5 heads, it only does 1d8. But the 5d4 extra damage of my choice, be like, I'm going to do 5d4 acid damage. Oh, you see, the creature doesn't take that much from acid. Check that off on the list. Fire! It doesn't take that much. Check that one off. Where did we get the overlay? Thundercat, would you like to interrupt me and take that?
I made it.
Yeah, he did. Oh my goodness.
The only thing I didn't make would be the boxes around us and the boxes below, but it's basically I got the map, put the map behind us, grabbed these boxes from the actual overlay from the Streamlabs overlay, and then put the Talking D&D logo, our Dysfunctional. Yeah, the boxes came with the overlay. And then the top cheerer and the new tips and stuff down below are all from the Streamlabs Prime, I think.
And no worries about questions. That's part of
it. Yeah, that's why we do it on stream. We want to answer questions. We want to talk about it live. I think we get the best out of our brains when it's live.
What do you got next? You got anything else? I got two more things.
I pulled out another card, and I keep pulling out cards of magical items that I absolutely love in this game, and I've never had, but I've given out. Got the Braces of Defense.
Yeah.
I'm not pulling them out on purpose, because these are just random out of the box, but
fate.
I love these things. Rare, required attunement. While wearing these bracers, you gain +2 bonus to your armor class if you are wearing no armor and using no shield.
Yep.
So they're great for barbarians. They're great for monks.
Bards. If you don't want to wear armor, you can certainly wear some cool fucking bracelets.
Or
wizards. You don't wear armor.
Yep. I haven't gotten them yet.
All right.
Just saying, Vandal Zero.
Yeah, Vandal. Do you want the scroll? That's a legendary item, or do you want the weapon with a name first?
The scroll.
Okay. So this is from Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden. It was quite possibly the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen Chris Perkins come out with. This is the scroll of Tarask summoning. All other magical items are moot against the scroll of the Tarask summoning. Using an action to read the scroll causes Tarask, see the creature's entry in the monster manual, to appear in an unoccupied space you can see within a mile of you. The Tarask disappears when it drops to 0 HP and is hostile towards other creatures. Other than itself. Hold on, let me click a link. I'm going to go right to the link now.
Don't talk about the Tarask. We'll have to have a monster week where we talk about it.
Yes, we can do that. I would love to do that. That'll be a whole week. All right.
I'm going to pull out the picture so they can see what it looks like.
This is some kaiju shit. This. People talk about gelatinous cubes and mimics. So, the Tarask is something you never want to see in D&D because that's when you've pissed off the DM. That thing. Give me how much HP it has, real quick.
It has 676 hit points.
600? That's more than an ancient red dragon. That is something that you point at and that is go on.
Its armor class is 25. and it's immune to fire, poison, bludgeoning, piercing, slashing from non-magical weapons, and it's immune to charmed, frightened, paralyzed, and poisoned. Just saying.
What's it resistant to? What's it resistant to?
That's all we're doing. That's all we're doing.
Done.
That's
okay,
all we're doing.
All right. Fair enough.
Is that a corgi?
Right.
What a cute doggy.
I have one more.
I got one.
unless-
I got one that you would
got one?
want
Go.
if someone used the scroll of Tarask on you. This is something. This is something you would want. You would want the boots of speed to run fast out of there. While you wear these boots, which will require attunement and are rare, you can use a bonus action to click the boots' heels together, and if you do, the boots double your walking speed, and any creature that makes an opportunity attack against you has disadvantage on the attack roll. If you click your heels together again, you'll end its effect. When the boots property has been used for a total of 10 minutes, the magic ceases to function until you finish a long rest. 10 minutes is a pretty good time to get away from a Tarask, though, running double.
That's a long time in combat. Time in combat. All right, last one. This is my final one. This is a weapon with a name. It is from the Wild Beyond the Witchlight. I gotta say, yeah, you go. There you go. Fair enough.
Yeah, dude, 100%. 100%. That would be amazing. I would fucking love it. I would love it, Dara.
This greatsword requires attunement by a non-evil creature. It is called the Snickersnack. It is a +3 weapon, so attack and damage rolls have a +3 attack to it. It is a magic Vorpal sword.
Oh, God.
So, yeah. In addition, the weapon ignores resistance to slashing damage when you use this weapon to attack a creature that has at least one head and roll a 20 on the attack. So if you crit, it cut off one of the creature's heads. The creature dies if it can't survive without the head. A creature is immune to this effect if it is immune to slashing damage. It doesn't have a head, doesn't have or need a head. It has legendary actions, or my favorite part about this, the DM decides that the creature is too big for the head to be cut off with this weapon. Such a creature takes an extra 6d8 slashing damage from the hit. While attuned to the Snickersnack, you have proficiency with great swords. You can use your charisma modifier instead of your strength modifier for attack and damage rolls made with the weapon. It is also a sentient weapon. It is a sentient, chaotic good greatsword with an intelligence of 9, a wisdom of 14, and a charisma of 18. It can hear. It has dark vision up to 120 feet. It can speak, read, and understand common, and its voice sounds silvery and melodic. Snickersnack craves the destruction of evil dragons and urges you to seek out these creatures and slay them. Snickersnack has a fickle personality. It ends attunement to you if you miss on attack rolls with the weapon 3 times in a row. Each time you finish a long rest...
Say that again. What does it do?
So, if you miss 3 attacks in a row, you are no longer attuned to this weapon. Goodbye. It has to be in a row. Each time you finish a long rest after that happens, you can attempt to regain the sword's trust by making a contested charisma check against Snickersnack.
Okay, Snickersnack, just let me be your friend again.
I promise I won't ever miss. I'm sorry. Okay.
It sounds like Cutter a little bit. It's got like a little bit of a
little bit. That's why I picked it. I was like, this is kind of funny. You have to make a contested charisma check against Snickersnack. If you win, your attunement to the weapon is instantly restored. Your attunement to the weapon cannot be restored in any other way. It's heavy, it's two-handed because it's a great sword, so
that's pretty good.
It's a fun little weapon. I read that and I was like, yeah, that sounds silly. You missed 3 times in a row? Sure. You're not attuned to it. Sorry.
I used to love trying to get Cutter to be like, I don't want to be with you anymore because you're not the toughest one here anymore. That person's the toughest one. I want that person to use me.
The best part with Cutter was when you let him fire it from the bow. That was my favorite because I was like, it wouldn't not want that.
It wants to cut things.
Yep.
And what better things to cut than humanoid flesh?
Or a bowstring. Put it in the wrong way. Yeah. No, that was a fun little weapon. I like Cutter. Cutter was fun. Snickersnack will be fun when I run that campaign.
Nice.
But yeah, that's what I've got for stuff. All of my magical items are spent.
I think we're
emptied
good.
my bag.
Want to just talk about like prices for stuff like this if you were selling them as like
So I kind of have a little cheat sheet. I kind of like to know how much money my players have at a given time and kind of give it an estimate. So anything that's a weapon, I go over what the party has total. So that way they have to make a group purchase and make an investment on this weapon. So then they have to either timeshare the Berserker Axe. Typically, if I was going to go down to it, you'll never, ever, ever find a legendary item in a shop. You're very, very lucky to find a very rare weapon or anything in a shop. A rare item, depending on what it is, could be anywheres from 50,000 gold pieces, depending on what it is. And probably base 5 gold, 5,000 gold.
I mean, I'm looking at the crafting for magic items. And like if you were to craft it yourself, a legendary item would take 50 work weeks and 100,000 gold pieces to craft. So if you were buying a legendary item that was already crafted and made, it wouldn't be as expensive, I don't think, but it would also still be like 50,000, like half the price to build it because you're not building it. You know what I mean? Like they're still got to sell it.
Well, here's my thing: if it costs 100,000 gold to make,
it should be more.
Wouldn't the guy who it's gonna be more if the guy
if the guy who made it is selling it?
Except if the guy who didn't make it is selling it and he knows that someone made this, I'm gonna sell it for a whole bunch more.
That's true.
Welcome
too.
to sales, baby. I have it. You want it. How much you got?
Right. That's a true statement too. But that's how I would see it. I kind of look at through the whole DM book. The actual DM's book has some rarity prices in there, but I kind of go by how much it's going to cost to make the item if it's made, and then I go from there and kind of feel out how much gold my party has and what they're looking for.
Yeah, it's typically what I'll do. Is I'll figure out what I'll know what people have and
what they want,
depending on if they want to. Yeah.
I'm also thinking about. I'm contemplating maybe trying to do a random treasure thing where I pull out, like, now that I've been pulling these cards and I had fun doing that, where I pull out a bunch of like, if I want to give you a legendary item in the treasure pool, I pull out a bunch of like the legendary items from the card and I hold them out and let someone pull one. Like,
I would love that. Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? Like, depending on if I'm going to have like a bunch of uncommon items in the treasure, might as well have you guys pull a couple random out yourselves, and instead of me like being like, oh no, I'm going to give them the globe of light, or I'm going to give them the light, the brightness gem. Well, like, instead of that, I could hold out 6 cards that have that and let you. Oh shit, ED, thank you for that subscription. So let's go. I guess we're winding down here, huh?
It sounds like it. I was gonna say something, then DD subbing threw me off completely.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of different ways you can implement magic items into the game. You can do it with treasure. You can do it just as a hand-me-down from a relic from your ancestor. You could do your brother had it, he died in battle, and you got his dagger, and now that's your magic weapon that you cherish and use because you honor your brother that way. There could be the Yuan-Ti King that you killed and find his hoard of magical items that he's been holding. There's a bunch of stuff.
I have a question, because you mentioned this when you were actually having people pick random cards. What's that indescribable feeling you get when you kill something, and then you get its magical weapon? Like the DM, here you go. This is what it is. This is It's
Man, that guy's
crafted
weapon
items.
destroyed me for like 5 minutes in battle. Like I just got absolutely destroyed, and we
5
finally,
separate battles.
yeah, we finally beat him. And then it's like, here's the weapon that was destroying you for all this time.
This is mine now?
And then you have to figure out whose it's gonna be. Normally, it's like if it was a bard, then the bard gets it. Like that's normally how I feel. Like if it was a big fighter, then probably the big fighter should get the. If it's a wizard's ring, then it's probably going to go to the wizard.
You never know. It all depends. Depends on what people have attuned to them at that current point. But I love to get that. Like, I love that feeling when I get a card with a magic item on it. Or as the card that I still have not taken off from the last time I did the poem podcast, Morg Bone Crusher.
Yep.
I killed him. Turned him into a vampire first, and then we murdered him. Turned him into ash, bitch. Winding down. What are we talking about while I continue to yammer on as you're reading?
Well, so we're going to move on to what we're going to talk about. Let's see. Outro plugs. Yes. This weekend, Friday night, 9 p.m., War for Garaxia. We are back. I think it's episode 9 or 10. One of the two.
One of them.
9 or 10. Episode 9 or episode 10. You can catch up on YouTube. All of the other episodes are on there right now. They're at least 3 hours of content. If you wanted to catch up each, that's the way you can go. They're unedited, basically, straight from Twitch. And yeah. That's what we got going on Friday night with our host and DM Vandal Zero.
Leading off with that host thing, man. He hasn't done it in a couple of weeks, bro.
The War for Garaxia starts at 9 p.m. Eastern. Hey, Stidge, how's it going? Welcome in.
What up?
We just finished talking about magic weapons. We appreciate you stopping in, though.
Have you played D&D? What is your favorite magical weapon?
He does play D&D. He wants to come talk to us one day. We might have Stidge come talk to us in a couple weeks.
Yes! Let's do that. But Saturday night, what are we doing on Saturday night?
Saturday night, we'll be playing games together, I think, for a little while. And then at 11 p.m. Eastern, we'll be watching Zombo Force Episode 5 premiere at 11 p.m.
It's Episode 5, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the premiere of Episode 5. Yo, games, spill the tea.
We don't know what games yet. Saturday night.
No, we never know.
Saturday night team games. Maybe even get some people in to play with us too.
Dara.
Yes. They don't have to be a magical weapon. Magical item. The wands count.
Yes, a wand always. Yes, wands.
Wands of
Sunday
smiles.
we don't do anything.
We knew it. Sunday we don't do anything. Monday we don't do anything. Tuesday we're back here.
And what are we talking about next week?
Next week, we're talking about goblinoids, hobgoblins.
Nope. There it is. Yes,
yeah, goblinoids.
Well, yeah, you're not right.
Part 2, hobgoblins.
Goblinoid. Yes, the intelligent version of goblins and bugbears and all that terrible nonsense. The ones that you don't want to fight in a dark alley.
Sounds good, Dara. Yes, we're going to be talking about hobgoblins next week. We did a little bit last episode about them, but we really want to get into them because there's a lot of cool information about them in the Volo's Guide.
Oh. Ring of Spell Storing, my dude.
Yeah, Ring of Spell Storing is a good one. Go look it up if you haven't. It's a good one. What do you got going on?
Wednesday, I'm playing games on my channel around 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Saturday, I have to do company bowling nonsensical thing. Yeah, no, thank you. That's the face I made. We're going to some bougie place. I might put up some posts in the Discord. You should totally join the Discord, !Discord. Get dysfunctional, do it, nerd. Then probably stream after that. Sunday, I'm going to do a little bit of DM prep. Twitch.tv/GMPatchNasty. Or just follow me on Twitter @GMPatchNasty because that's where I rant and I rave about everything. What are you doing this week?
We got, let's see, Sunday night. No, tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday, right?
Yes, Wednesday.
Tomorrow, Wednesday. Tomorrow I'm going to be playing Monster Hunter World, I think, with Tater on his page. He's going to be streaming.
Oh, Tato.
I might stream like later, halfway through his stream, because I want to stream tomorrow night, not tomorrow during the day. I don't know. Or maybe I'll just stream the whole time too. So maybe I'll stream tomorrow. Who knows? But I plan on being live tomorrow on my stream, Thundercat0420 on twitch.tv. And then Sundays. Wednesdays and Sundays have been my 2 days that I've been streaming on my page.
Easy answer for you, Stidge. I don't stream as often as I should. That is probably why you were not following me.
You weren't missing anything. Yeah, lately
you really don't. It's usually
I've been subscribed to nothing.
Yeah. Thundercat will pop in and be like, "Hey, this is broken, this is broken, this is broken." Be like, "Shit, it is broken." Then I'll try to fix it, and then be like, "Fuck, I can't fix it while I'm live." All right, everybody, have a great stream. We're
gonna go raid over to my buddy who's playing the Avengers. I'm gonna go fix my stuff, and I'll see you next week.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know.
I know.
That probably happened. He probably said something to offend.
He started it and then played it for like 2 weeks straight, and then stopped playing it.
I got to a part where I have to grind off screen, and I don't want to.
You don't need to grind off screen. Grind on screen, and then just do your talking. No, because
then you get to see me whine.
That's why people go to watch you whine. Well, they'll just mute you instead.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people probably do. You see me gesticulate. Oh yeah, he's just ranting and raving about something nonsensical.
Patch, do a 48-hour stream, or just staring at the camera.
I could do that. I'll just take a picture of myself staring at it. I won't blink. It will just put it right there. Patch, are you there? I'll just be typing behind it. You won't even see my arms move. You'd watch. What? Me? Just a picture of me for 48 hours doing this? Dead eyes you like a stripper?
Jesus.
They got dead eyes, man.
Catch us next week. Talking D&D Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Yes. Time. Don't forget, we do have a Patreon if you want to check all that stuff out. Our YouTube, you can go to ! Links. Our link tree's right there.
Apparently, people want a stare stream. I apologize. This will be my content now. Is my camera laggy? Probably.
So hold on.
You want to know?
Time out, guys. You want him to just stare at a screen the whole time and not say anything. Because do you know how hard that's going to be for GMPatchNasty to do? He's going to be like...
Sleep,
he's just going to have to talk about something.
Serious? I'm just going to be like... I can't do it right there. Like, there's a microphone and there's a camera.
He starts talking immediately, guys.
I have to.
He can't. All right. We need to figure out who we're going to raid over to. Who do we want to bring our community to here?
Who do I want to rant and rave at for a little bit? Let's see. I see... No, it's live. Thank you, Dara. Hey, we're live. Did you know that? You gotta get one of them pulse commands like Throg's got. God damn it.
We got
and
wait a minute. You guys are live too.
Your sister is live. Bex is live? But who? Who is live? Who are these people?
Who's your sister?
I've been thinking about rewatching How I Met Your Mother, and the issue is when you say sister, all I could think of is Barney Stinson and his Christmas carols, because that's what a wild kitsune. I don't know, that was the Bex emote. I knew the emote immediately.
Yeah, I knew it was a Bex emote too.
Yeah, fucking A right, Dara. You want a 5-minute rant? Watch him to the end and get mad at the end because they bleed you on for 8 fucking season. Goddamn Sherbatsky.
All right, Stidge, you gotta give us the lowdown on your sister. Tell us a little bit about what she does before we just go blindly over there.
That's gonna be my. All right, so yeah, what does this wild kitsune do? What should I not say?
Yeah, It looks like she's a VTuber.
All right, I like that. Go on. What are we playing?
Super Mario 64. I'm okay with that.
I'm about that.
A VTuber is a virtual avatar instead of
they have been polymorphed
instead of
into
webcam.
Yes, they have been the polymorphed.
They're an anime character.
Variety streamer. Let's go. I'm in. That's all I gotta say. I never know what I'm gonna get. It sounds like chaos.
So the title says, "I've never beat this classic game, so let's play it to 100%." She's gonna play Super Mario 64 to 100%. Yeah, right. We're both like, I don't think so. All right.
I mean,
we're going. That's dedication, right?
All
right. We're heading over to our ending scene. We have.
Hi, everybody. I came back. I had the holidays off.
He's back.
Hold on. I gotta get. So, they fired me from Target. They didn't like me there. So I have a little ditty that Ed Sheeran did, but I liked it better when it was done by Sixpence None the Richer. Are we ready to go?
Go for it.
Going? Okay,
yeah, you gotta go.
Kiss me out of the bitty body nightly beside the green grass. Swing the spinning step. You wear those shoes and I will wear that dress. Oh, kiss Randy, beneath the milky twilight. Lead me out on the moonlit floor. Lift your open hand. Strike up the band and make the buzz and the Woody dance, 'cause Andy's coming. Toy Story 3. Do, boo, do, do. Boo, do, do. Do I still have more time for Randy singing right now? Thundercat, what's left on the clock around?
Make sure you guys put in the Randy raids if you're subscribed. Thank you guys so much again. Have a great night. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.